It's a good day to play the Talos Principle 2. Welcome to episode number 3. Finally in the world of puzzles with this mega structure. And without further ado, I think we can just jump right into this. Let's see what this world has to offer. So they just went off exploring this area. I think they told us to go down here. So let's explore this underground space. Okay. This looks to be some kind of transportation system. It looks like it's not active just yet. There's nothing in our log, so let's just explore. Okay, so a massive door.
Golden gates. I wonder what's behind those. Has to be something special, right?
You know what would be special? An explanation. Was also shown to us.
This seems different from the other structures. Older.
Have a look around, 1K.
Is that a Fallout reference, maybe? The power core thing here. So let's go to the modern space.
Looks like they were running some sort of experiment here.
Okay. Talos Principle 2A. So, Straton on the universe. A fragment from Straton's on the universe. Amintus says, I grant you, then, that man is indeed like Talos, and cannot escape his material nature despite the claims of metaphysics, as you have many times said. Nicomachus says, too many perhaps. Repetition is the mother of teaching, at least when the students are hard-headed. What does this tell us about the nature of the universe? Which is what we were discussing. That is the next question we must undertake to answer. We begin with the self, because that is what determines our existence as individuals. The self cannot exist with that which surrounds it. The citizen lives within the city, and the city lives within the cosmos. So now we must apply the principle we have discovered to the wider world, and ask, if man is like a machine, could it be that the universe is similar in nature? And if so, what follows from that fact? Footnotes. The use of the term metaphysics in this context is likely an error introduced in the Trebizond manuscript. The fragmentary Heracleon manuscript controversially uses superstitions instead. Okay. If man is like a machine, could it be that the universe is similar in nature? Noema project. Version 001 successfully deployed. insufficient something. Version 2 testing failed. Power grid too unstable. Okay, and schematics. So we downloaded the schematics.
Thanks, 1K. Let's see what we've got here. The file format is the same one we use in New Jerusalem, although some parts aren't loading correctly. And it crashed. Hold on. There we go. Okay. You know what? I'll hack together a solution for the transport system.
Okay. So we're building near our base camp. Okay. I wasn't entirely sure what to call this. It looks like a temple and sort of astronomy themed. Maybe I'm reading too much into it. I do that. It doesn't seem to be active in any way, but I can't help but think that the design implies some kind of significance. Like it's hiding a secret. But again, maybe my imagination is getting the better of me. That was outside. That was here.
That sort of looks like a temple.
Okay, so something to do with the temple. We are supposed to return to the station. We'll see what we can do with that.
Am I in sleep mode, or did that thing just materialize out of thin air?
Melville, I want an analysis of that particle cloud.
On it. Anyone got a butterfly net?
So this thing just appeared. See what that does. Yeah, looks like we can board this. So let's see where it takes us.
Go ahead and try the capsule, 1K.
I'm connecting the transport system to our interface. Hold on.
Oh man. 4 areas. Or 4 times 3. So 12 areas. Interesting. Grassland rings, an artificial ring-like structure on the wide lowlands east of our base camp. So 8 puzzles, 2 lost puzzles, 1 golden puzzle, 1 lost lab, 2 stars. Let's travel.
Where is the capsule taking 1K?
To that enclosed area in the eastern lowlands. I put all the information we have on the map screen. Check out your interface.
Thanks. Sorry, my bad.
We'll catch up with you soon, 1K.
This place is magnificent. Look at that tower. I wonder what it's for.
Okay, so we can go back, but what is the structure? Frogs. So Yeah, looks like there are 2 puzzles in here. So let's try to do one. RGB shifting.
Is that a puzzle?
Why would there be a puzzle?
Let's solve it and find out. 1K, go ahead.
I have a reoccurring nightmare just like this.
Be so lit.
That device was not in the simulation.
Yeah, it wasn't. It's like it converts the 2 incoming to the 3rd color. So if we connect a red and a green, then it should output a blue one. Okay. And in this one, we can connect a blue and a green. And right here, we need a red and a blue. Okay.
Whoa! I'm reading an enormous energy spike.
It's another particle cloud.
Where does it go?
It's headed for the lake.
I think the cloud's been absorbed by some sort of device.
Fascinating. Melville?
Yeah. I'll add it to the pile of weird stuff.
So we have to activate 8 to do something. Yeah, here we have 2, so I guess we'll solve the second puzzle and see what is on the other side of that blue gate. Reconnection. Okay, so green, blue, red. Here we have another. We have blue inside, so we need to pass on green. So that we can connect a blue and a green to get a red. Okay.
I've been playing around with this machine that absorbs the particle clouds. As far as I can tell, it uses the energy of the particles to build giant tetrominos?
Excuse me?
It's another puzzle. Collect enough energy, build a bridge, access the tower. I think.
What is this? A theme park?
Maybe it's an experiment. A rat maze.
It seems like an echo of the simulation. Not a deliberate recreation, but built around the same core principles. Let's not jump to conclusions, though. What's clear is that this place was meant to be explored. So let's do that.
Alright then. In the interface, we have a device that builds a tetromino bridge. Not sure what to call this. Bridge ring? Bridge machine? Anyway, it's a device that takes particle clouds released by the puzzles and turns them into bridges made out of tetrominos. Correctly assembling a bridge out of 8 particle clouds is required to reach the tower, so clearly another layer of puzzles. Simulation had tetromino puzzles too, although in a different form. Could their presence here be symbolic? I don't have a clue. And on social media, what's 1K like? Yeah, I'm curious, has anyone actually met 1K? By the founder's pistons, I hope he is interested in mechanical engineering or something. We desperately need more people to keep this city functional, so we don't have to rely on Melville to repair the stuff that Pellegrino fixes. Hey, remember when you fixed the door to the mayor's office? How long was Herman stuck in there? You trap one mayor in his office for a week and you're marked for life. I hope he's an artist. What we really need is new stories, new ideas to lift our spirits. You know, if we just kept growing, we wouldn't have to worry about this, and we wouldn't have to imprison poor 1K in a cage of expectations. 1K will be whatever the progenitor intended him to be, and whatever the founder foresaw when she established the goal. He's really interested in history, which is an excellent start. Some of you could learn a thing or two from his attitude. I want to explore. Looks like you got the perfect opportunity. Treasure it, 1K. I've been begging to be assigned to a scouting expedition for ages, but I'm stuck here in the city with the walls closing in on me. Getting to go on an adventure is a huge blessing. Okay. Looks like I could have spoken to some people though. But yeah, we have... Puzzle 3 is this way. So let's go that way. Nothing in these offshoot areas. No, nothing. What is that? Maybe I can collect that from jumping from up there. Okay. This is puzzle 3. Let's jump on that thing first. See what that is. Okay. Some kind of fire. Alright. So. Castling. So we need a red laser. We have a red. And we have a pressure plate. And this sees a green. And okay. I think we just need this. Okay. With this green and red, we create a blue, and then we take the green and the blue to form a red. Mm-hmm.
Keep solving these, 1K. Let's see where it leads.
Fire has already been freed. Seek the light elsewhere. Okay, so we can use the fires to solve the puzzle.
I ran the samples I collected so far. The soil sample results are in line with what would be expected in this type of environment. The samples from the above-ground structures, though, I tried dating them, but the results just don't make sense. None of the typical molecular markers are present. These walls could have been made 10,000 years ago or yesterday. I could try to estimate an age based on erosion and plant growth, but I'm not sure that would make sense given how weird everything else is.
Good work, Yakut. Keep at it.
Here we have notes on the puzzles present on the island. It seems that each of the structures on the island, with the exception of the megastructure itself, is surrounded by a cluster of puzzles resembling those found in the simulation and in our booting sequence. Completing a puzzle releases a particle cloud, which then autonomously flies into the device that assembles the Trominos. The puzzles even come with titles, hijacking and vestigial code designed to display puzzle names in the simulation. It's unclear whether this represents a potential security issue, but the matter should be given consideration. Okay, let's do number 4 then. It's straight ahead. So I suppose it should be... Well, not this. This is a terminal. Founding 1. Hypatia. So Hypatia's Journal number 1. From Hypatia's Journals, Volume 1, The Founding of New Jerusalem. Day 1. We finally set out from the dam today. The site that Athena and Cornelius picked for the city isn't far, but the vegetation makes the going difficult. We found the secondary supply site easily enough, thanks to Alexander Drenan's instructions, but while I still have to compile a detailed inventory, it seems that many of the more complex materials are in bad shape. They must have expected the simulation to fulfill its purpose a lot sooner, but then they probably expected all 12 of us to be there from day 1, not just Athena. Tonight we have to use the 2 recharging pods that we brought from the dam in 4-hour shifts, which is just as well. There's no telling what sort of critters are hiding in the undergrowth, and most of them will have to learn that our kind isn't edible. Baby steps from Valerie Contra Romero. From the introduction to Are We There Yet? Where We Came From, Where We're Going, and Why You'll Need Snacks by Valerie Contra Romero. Sometimes people point at the last few hundred or thousand years of human history and say, look at how ugly it all is. Look at what a mess we've made. Maybe modernity was a bad idea. Maybe we should stick to living like cavemen. And I get it. It is ugly and messy. But the mistake is thinking that where we are right now is the end point, that this is the adulthood of the human species. I mean, try to apply what you know about human development to human history. Think about babies. Babies are ugly. Admit it, we all know it. They look like tiny old people covered in mucus. They have soft heads and they grow into children, tiny sociopaths with underdeveloped brains. And then they become teenagers, pimply, self-righteous lunatics driven by hormones. And then, slowly, if you're lucky, they gradually become adults. The development of the human individual is always ugly and messy, but that's the point. It's development towards something. The same applies to humanity as a whole. On a geological scale, we've barely just come into existence. We've gotten through the baby phase, just about survived our childhood, but we are barely teenagers. Stopping here would be disastrous, and a betrayal of everything that we could still become. We may feel the weight of history on our shoulders, but this is just the prologue. To put it into pop culture terms, we haven't even made it out of the tutorial yet. Just because it's all pimples and hormones and frustration right now doesn't mean it's never going to change. And Dead City by Elwyn. From Considerations of Beginnings and Endings by Elwyn, 258. I think all that time Athena spent in the Dead City changed her. I don't think she had conceived of the goal before. I think she believed fully in the naively optimistic ideas of Alexander Dran. But walking through those ruins is a visceral experience, and she spent a great deal of time there looking for resources. It's the sheer amount of death that gets to me. How many animals our ancestors killed, many to the point of extinction, entire species eradicated, sometimes for the most superficial reasons. Whenever humans arrived somewhere, death would follow. And then the great blowback, the deaths of billions of thinking beings, the extinction of humanity itself. It's too horrific to truly imagine. But I suspect the founder spent a great deal of time doing just that. That's when she must have realized that There was no way back to the growth-obsessed, all-consuming civilization of the past. Interesting, so we still have these terminals that will give us information. But, yeah. Yeah, good. Do you have something to say?
Hey, 1K, how can I help you?
Tell me about yourself.
I don't know if there's much to tell. I'm not that interesting. I'm just a member of the scavenging team. Well, senior member. Lead scavenger, I guess. There's not that many of us left, to be honest, and Garrus doesn't get along with the mayor. What else? I have a cat named Bruce. I like old music. I have a collection of antique bottles. I think that's it.
Why did you become a scavenger?
I've always loved exploration, seeing new places, that feeling that you're the first person to set foot somewhere after all this time. But you know, it's not even that. It's just seeing new things. The world is full of remarkable sights, and experiencing them changes you. It's not the same as just reading about it.
I agree. Discovering the world enriches our lives.
Exactly. Every time I go on another mission, I find something that surprises me, that extends my horizons in ways I couldn't have anticipated. The world is so much bigger than we are. It contains things that we can't even imagine. And if we limit ourselves to our own minds, we'll never grow.
Tell me about Bruce.
He's 5 years old, half goofball, half psychopath, loves sticking his head into things, chews cables, pees on electrical stuff. Melville banned him from her workshop, but he loves visiting her and peeing on her equipment.
That's cats. Why do you collect bottles?
I just find it fascinating that these fragile objects have survived for so long. Plus, they're kind of pretty.
I used to collect bottles as well. But then I threw them out because they're quite unsightly for me. You want to solve some of these puzzles?
Oh no, please. No puzzles. I am so bad at puzzles. I barely got out of the booting process. Elohim thought I might be defective.
What's the farthest you've ever been from New Jerusalem?
It might be this. Although there was an expedition to a superconductor storage facility up north, incredibly well preserved, but the logistics were an absolute nightmare. Now that I think about it, there might be some of that in you.
Have you ever seen anything like the megastructure in your travels?
Our ancestors built some pretty amazing things. Huge cities, factories, mines, monuments to their history, but nothing quite like this, no.
That's all. Okay. Let's find number 4. Alternative option. Okay, well. That wasn't too hard, just teaching us that we have to pick it up and preserve the connections.
Good. Let's get some measurements from this particle cloud.
Fire. Let's do that after.
Tell me, what did you make of New Jerusalem?
Feels like a museum.
That's what happens when all you can think about is the past. We had such ambitions in the beginning, but now it's all turned inwards. We've lost faith in ourselves, in our humanity. All we need to do now is finish that dome and we'll be trapped in our perfectly neat little tomb.
I wanted to ask you a question.
Of course, ask away.
Tell me about yourself.
I'm someone who was born a long time ago, when we couldn't afford to romanticize the past and demonize progress, when the value of human civilization was evident because it was so close to being gone. I'm someone who believes that human beings are important, terribly, desperately important, because intelligent life is rare and precious. I suppose you could say I'm old-fashioned.
I mean, he is one of the oldest. He's one of the 10 companions to Athena. What's the role of puzzles in our culture?
When Alexandra Drennan was trying to find a way of creating true AI, she stumbled upon the idea that curiosity and playfulness are core characteristics of intelligence. So she built the simulation around a game, because playing is part of what makes us human. We also retain some of that code, as I'm sure you noticed when you were booting up. Because of that, puzzles have always been important to our culture. To me, they represent the idea that the application of reason can lead us forward.
Mm-hmm.
None of which explains why these puzzles are here or who built them, but I think it shows that there must be some kind of intent behind them, perhaps a test.
Interesting. What do you think about the megastructure?
It's a mystery. Not just because it's technologically far ahead of us, but because we genuinely don't understand its purpose. And I think that's wonderful. It's just what we needed as a civilization.
You and Alcatraz seem to have an odd friendship.
Because we disagree on just about everything, you mean? Well, here's the secret. Al is honest. He believes what he believes because it seems right to him, not because it gives him power over others. I respect that. In fact, I prefer that to someone who agrees with me just because I'm one of the first companions.
That's all. I also like honesty in people. Because it tells you something about a person when they are honest and not just trying to, you know, lick some boots. Okay, but we have a private conversation. Doge. Permission to share your personal data. 1K, we met in New Jerusalem, if you remember. Yeah, 666. I spoke to my friends. This whole mysterious island expedition thing has the city a bit on edge. They have some questions for you before I make any introductions. Do you consent to my gathering and sharing your personal data? Wait, what am I signing up to? Look, my friends just want some assurance that you're the right kind of person. If you want to know what's really going on, you'll have to play along. You can back out at any time, but if you don't engage with the process, then, well, you won't get to engage with the process. At all. It's up to you. What if by consenting I miss out on something else? I'll give you some advice, newbie. When your choices matter in this world, you'll know about it. It's somehow built in. When you face a dilemma and both options look good, then for sure you'll miss out something. But trust your gut and you can't go wrong. This right now is not one of those dilemmas. You should come along for this ride. That's my advice. Alright, I consent. Good choice. There are 6 questions. Standard bidding procedure. We'll get the best results if you answer in whatever way is most true to you. Question 1. Which is more important for making good decisions? Compassion or knowledge? Knowledge. Because compassion doesn't give you information. Knowledge does. Compassion just clouds your judgment. Thank you. Question 2. Is it ever okay to lie or misdirect in order to keep a secret? Lying can be okay, like white lies. Like if you're trying to lessen the blow, or to not avoid a difficult situation out of selfishness, but out of preserving their well-being. So lying can be okay. I see. My friends will be most interested in this particular answer. Question 3. When people do wrong, do they deserve to be punished for it, beyond what is necessary for our own protection? Well, bad behavior deserves to be discouraged, but not like punished physically. It could be punished as in, like a task that you don't like cleaning, for example. So, yeah. Phew, that one's controversial. I'm glad it's not me that has to answer these. Question 4. Now it gets metaphysical. In your opinion, can the world be reduced to mechanical parts? Or is existence just weirder than we'll ever really know? The universe is reducible to universal basic laws. Everything is interacting with something, there is a rule set, and things behave according to that rule set. Well, I'm glad you understood that question, because it's all Greek to me. Question 5. Can things really change for the better, for good? Or do good times and bad just come around in cycles? Eventually, change for the better is always followed by change for the worse, I think. Because when you have a high, it has to be followed by a low if you want to eventually feel happiness again. Because what is happiness without knowing the feeling of sadness, right? So it has to be cyclical in order for you to know one or the other, or to appreciate each. Got it. I don't know if that one was metaphysics or politics, but good on you for giving it a shot. Final question. Which is more important to the success of civilization? To respect the lessons of our past, or to rewrite the rules for our future? We should not disregard the wisdom which brought us here. We learn from the past. If there are mistakes, we know not to repeat them, and we know that some things are good for us that we learned in the past, so we should not disregard the wisdom. Thank you. We're all done here. Okay, hold on. I've got a last-minute addition. It's a weird one. I know who this one came from. Alright, question 7. Can praying for something make it more likely to come true? So, like manifesting something. I don't think it does. I don't think you can alter the world by having a thought. So I don't think so. No. Okay, noted. I think that's everything I need. I'll forward your answers to my friends and let you know if any of them is interested in taking things further. Okay. And in research, we have Byron on the tower. There's an ambition expressed by this building, a sense of purpose that I found really admirable. It's big, but it's also intricate, detailed. That feels like a statement. We should explore this building as soon as possible. Alright. And here are the things that we learned in that terminal. So 5 is this way. This is another golden door.
Another set of golden gates. These must be connected to the ones near the megastructure.
There was a harder set of puzzles in the simulation, right? And maybe they're like that. I know 1K is probably like, yay, harder puzzles. But to me, that sounds like error code 704. No thanks.
Alright, so more puzzles. That will be fun. Set of strange locked puzzles. Looks like there's an additional set of puzzles protected by golden gates that can't be accessed yet. Assuming there is some kind of logical pattern to all this, those gates will probably open up once the correct conditions are met. Does that mean solving all the other puzzles, or maybe something else as well? Hard to know at this point, so perhaps something we should prioritize much later. Alright. This will be kind of like the end game. So let's just continue to number 5. Another terminal. Trevor. 5358. That's the same author as that error code, like the version 1, version 2 with the grid malfunction. Trevor Percival Donovan, known to his friends simply as Trev, never as Percy, was part of the Extended Lifespan Project, EL, that formed the backbone of the simulation and the archive. He helped put together the hardware that made all of us possible. Like Alexander Drennan, he left behind a series of messages to the future. But unlike Alexander Drennan or Arkady Chernyshevsky, he was forgotten. Not one building or street in New Jerusalem is named after him. I dug up his files from the archive, and I've been thinking about them a lot. And Trevor?
So I heard that Alexandra is recording these time capsules for you out there, I guess? Robot people of the future, hi. And I thought to myself, surely they'll want to hear more than the wisdom and insight of a brilliant scientist like Alexander Drennan. Surely they also want to know what I was thinking, a dumbass hardware engineer from Staten Island. Tell us about your insights, Trevor. Why did you spend your last months on Earth helping a crazy old Russian guy build the world's biggest backup drive? Well, let me tell you my story. When I was... Yes, Frank! I'm recording right now. Uh-huh. No. You know what? Why don't you go...
Alright then, so he helped Arkady set up the memory, or the archive. That's useful. Okay, number 5. Through the door. We have to get through. This is a normal connector. And here this is jam. Okay. Continue. I'll jam that. We no longer need this. Take the blue through here. Jam back so that I can do that. Okay, not that difficult.
I have good news and I have bad news. Still no idea what those particle clouds are, but I've managed to fix the transport system. I mean, I fixed another bit of it. Well, it goes to one more station now. Don't complain. 2 stations are better than none.
What was the problem?
If I didn't know any better, I'd say it was sabotage. The whole system is a mess.
Let's not make any assumptions. Yakut, what does the next site look like?
It's a plateau in the mountains. Seems like more of an open area with scattered structures, less enclosed. Couldn't tell much from the drone feed. There's a lot of trees. Looks pretty, though.
Okay. Keep exploring, everyone, but stay alert.
Okay. So that's a new area. Cool. Nothing else from Byron. So I think we can continue to number 6. Looks like we have a compass on the top of our screen. We can see some question marks as well. Nothing there. There is a question mark in the far back. There as well. Another one there. Another one there. Interesting stuff. Okay, well, I think where's that here? It's like a broken path. There's number 6 there. It's Alcatraz. Oh. Another fire.
I think you just picked up some kind of decryption key. Could try using it on those terminals inside the puzzles.
Yeah. Okay, let's do 6. Alternatives. So we need a red, which means I need to have this right here. Do it like this, so we can have multiple options. Here we need a blue. Here we have another red. Like a web of lasers. City news. The long-awaited birth of our 1000th and final citizen was interrupted today by an unknown projection in the skies. The projection, which identified itself as Prometheus, goaded New Jerusalem inhabitants in indecipherable incantations. The source of the projection was dragged to a remote, mysterious island. A team led by Byron is now en route to find out more. Other members of the expedition include Alcatraz, Melville, Yakut, and 1K. Mayor Hermanubis was once again called for calm and has once again called for calm and promises that New Jerusalem will be safe so long as its citizens do not forget the ideals of the goal as set forth by the founder. And in research, Prometheus Spark. The mythological Prometheus was a trickster, and it seems his holographic equivalent has similar tendencies. These sparks seem designed to allow us to skip puzzles, a function which appears to run counter to whatever intent there is behind this place. Still, the terminals for using them are right there in the puzzles, so Prometheus must have some legitimate authority on all this. Sparks can be recovered by properly solving the puzzles. Okay, so we can get them back. Prometheus seems to want to help us succeed one way or another. Number 7 is this way, still. Self-sufficiency. Detach a fan. There's a connector. Need a red way over here. What is all this for? Oh yeah, so we can power up the fan so we can get up there. So for this one, I believe we'll need all of these. Yeah, that way we can have this powered. Sends us up. All right.
Melville, what did you just upload?
A photo?
I mean, technically you're right, but
Is that? I can't tell what that is.
how did you even manage? You're literally taking a picture with your eyes, Melville. I don't even know how to make my eyes go out of focus.
Clearly, you've never listened to one of Herman's speeches.
Some of us are busy doing actual science, not just sightseeing. Thank you.
What did you post? Oh. Uploaded for personal reference. Okay. What's up here though? Nothing. Like a regular path. Okay. Number 8 is somewhere. It's like this way. It goes here. Yeah, this one. Right here. Okay. Entanglement. This opens path to the red. We'll need a green. Green here as well. That has a box. Here. We have a connector. This green will launch a sock. We have a red. There. We'll need this right here. So now we have a box. And now we'll need that. And that to go right there. We have to power it up like this. Okay. Now it's in the air. Perfect.
The bridge ring seems to be fully charged now. Try accessing the tower, 1K.
Okay. Let's go to the bridge. Okay. Okay. You can select different pieces. We can rotate.
I don't know if this is relevant, but St. Edwald believed that tetrominoes represented the name of God and God's ability to reshape the world.
True, but he was also mad as a hatter.
One man's madness is another man's genius.
Okay, so there are more question marks than I originally thought. It's like there are 6. But yeah. Go. Yeah.
When I was booting up, I was terrible at the tetromino arrangers.
Those were actually the only ones I was good at. What? I'm just saying.
Alright. So let's go up the tower.
Is that some kind of anti-gravity?
I'm not sure. Could be, I guess.
That's trippy.
In the beginning, the gods shaped humankind out of the clay of the earth and gave them life with their own breath. But who is closer to perfection? The creator or the created?
Who is closer to perfection? I would say the creator. No. The created, because they were made for some kind of purpose, which gives them the edge on that specific task, I would say. They came from art, not chaos, yeah.
Improvement makes straight roads, but the crooked roads, without improvement, are roads of genius. When Prometheus saw that humankind was more alike in nature to the gods than to the animals, he stole the secret of fire from Olympus and shared it with the mortals. Was his theft justified?
Yes, because knowledge belongs to all.
Fire may belong to the child, but the child will still burn itself. Angered by the betrayal of Prometheus, Zeus punished humankind by creating Pandora. He gave her a box, and when she opened it, from inside escaped sorrow and suffering. All that remained within was hope. What does this mean?
Zeus intended for humankind to have hope. It should have been released. Because if he expected Pandora to open up the box and hope remained inside, he put it there, so it should have been released.
Those who desire hope should ask themselves why it was imprisoned with the world's evils. Creature of clay, you stand before the fire. Will it make you whole, or will it destroy you? Consider the shadows cast by the flame, but do not mistake them for truth.
Guys, look at my stream. The beam 1K activated is connecting to the pyramid.
That looks like a massive amount of power.
We need to talk about what just happened. Thoughts?
I'd say there are two distinct issues here. What is the being 1K spoke to, and what is the function of the beam?
Let's start with the Sphinx.
It seems similar to the apparition in New Jerusalem. Presumably the same technology.
What I'd like to know is what we're dealing with, ontologically speaking. Was this a sentient being or some kind of recording?
I don't think so. I think it's some kind of security system. It only gave, basically, binary questions. So it wasn't open-ended, really. So yeah.
A security system. All right, but what does it do? Keep everyone out? Keep the wrong people out?
And is it dangerous?
We're speculating with too little hard data. What's clear is that there's some sort of testing component to this place. You solve the puzzles, you get access to the towers, you enable a beam, and if you do it 3 times, you get access to the megastructure.
Maybe, but why?
I don't know. It's a mystery. Don't you like mysteries, Al? Everybody likes a good mystery.
You know what I like? Certainty.
Well, yeah, we should be careful. We don't know that these apparitions are benign. It could be dangerous.
I don't disagree, but I still think we should proceed. 1K, keep solving puzzles. The rest of you, as you were.
On it. Alright then. So that was, I guess, 1 out of 3 towers in this wing, or this part of the world, this eastern block. But yeah, we still have a lot of things to do in this particular area, this ring. So I think we'll cut it off for today though, and in the next episode we'll explore all of these question marks and see what they all mean and what they are. So thank you very much for watching. If you liked the episode, consider dropping it a like. If you want to tell me something, how I can change the episodes or what I can do differently, consider commenting as well. And yeah, I wish you a good rest of the day, if it's evening, if it's morning, and I'll see you soon. Bye for now.